Okay, I have just arrived at the west gate of Algonquin Park. Just about to head in and buy my permits, and then I'll be heading down to the Sunday Lake Dog Trail, where I'm heading in for 3-night stay in the hot tent. 1 night solo, 2 nights with a buddy. All right, here we go. Finally, I'm here. Let's see, it's 10:45. I left Toronto at 6. So between stops and filming and permits, it takes a while to get here. Looks like the dog sled trail has not seen much action. So this means there could be a little bit of snowpack on there to bully my way through, but hopefully it won't be too sticky. It's about -1, but there's a really stiff breeze coming in behind me. So I'm gonna layer up and get the sleds loaded up and hit this trail before the day gets too long in the tooth. All right, here we go. So this sled setup is much longer than I ordinarily use. Usually it's 2 sleds, and Buddy has 2 sleds. However, I'm heading in solo this evening, and I'll be meeting up with Buddy Dave starting tomorrow, which means I have to take in a lot more gear, tent, than all the rest of the fixings, and we can't really split it up. So he'll bring a sled in tomorrow, and I'll see if I can get 3 in today. So that's the reason for the train. So this is the sled setup. 3 sleds in tow with poles and harness at front. So we're going to strap this on and see what it's like to tow 3. I've done 2, but never 3. Here we go. Okay, fully clipped in now. Let's see how we're able to move with these 3 sleds in tow. I think it's going to be okay. So that's going to work just fine. All right, I'm going to get locked up and head up trail. We are on Sunday Lake Dog Trail, and we're heading in towards Black Box. And we've got about 3 inches of packed snow on the trail. You can hear it underfoot. It's not powder, it's not ice, it's somewhere in between. And behind, I have got the train. A train of sleds. And it is just a beautiful day here. Back in the woods, the wind has died down. We're at probably -1 or -2. And we're about to head into a winter wonderland. Okay, just arrived at the campsite, and it is pretty snowy and beautiful in this hardwood forest. I know there's a flat spot straight over here because I was here in the fall, and we're going to work on getting it set up. All right. Okay, I've got this dug out. It's getting cold and it's getting light. We're, coming on at 3:30. So I'm gonna get the tent set up and start collecting some wood, get a fire going, dry out a bit, and then slowly unpack everything. Whew, hard work. It is Friday morning, and got to camp last night, maybe around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Spent that time digging out, setting up, getting wood, and I was in bed by probably 7:30. And up a few times in the night to restart the fire because it was bitterly cold last night with freezing rain. But ended up getting up around, 9 this morning. Had a couple cups of coffee. First taste of Bailey's in a while, which is always nice when you're out winter camping. And just got things set up around here for Dave, who I'll be meeting in the next couple hours down at the parking area, so I'll be leaving shortly. But we've got a great site here, tons of hardwood, easily found, burns hot, burns long. It's a lot nicer than the softwood forest we camped in previous years. And when you go winter camping, you want a good supply of wood because it gets cold. And not only that, but wet. Breathing, condensation. My sleeping bag was wet on the outside this morning. So it's helpful to have a stove. So in the morning, you can just blast the thing and dry everything out. And now everything's dry again and ready to rinse and repeat for tonight. All right. After we get Dave, I get Dave. It'll be wood and cutting and collecting and all that. And then we'll settle into some dinner and some drinks. So checking out and signing out and heading down to see Dave at the parking area. Just taking a little pit stop on the way back to the parking lot, heading out to meet Dave, and I'm probably at about the halfway marker, but what a beautiful wintry wonderland the park has turned into. We've got about, maybe 7 or 8 centimeters of snow overnight and more falling. I think the forecast is calling for a total of 15. So it should be interesting to see how much lands on the ground. But I better get going. Don't want to be late to meet Dave, and it'd be nice if I got there a few minutes early so I could warm up in the truck for a little bit. All right, here I go. So I've hiked all the way back to my vehicle to meet my buddy Dave, and he was to have been here at 1:30. It's now 10 past 2, and he's reached out to me by phone. There was a fatal head-on collision at Lake of Two Rivers, and the highway is to be closed for 6 hours. He's 4 vehicles back, and about 5 kilometers from my current location, but he will not be able to pass. So unfortunately, he has to turn around and make his way back home. A long drive for him, and I get to put on my shoes and head an hour and a half back into the woods and start getting some wood for tonight, because by the time I get back, darkness will be approaching. So that's a bummer, but it is what it is, and I may choose to cut my winter camping short as well and just do 2 nights instead of the 3 nights that I had planned with him. But we'll see how that goes. It's barely below 0, and it's on the edge of being soggy out here. So better make my way back and get the fuel I need for tonight to stay warm. Anyway, it is what it is. Just making my way back to the tent after the hour and a half hike back from the parking lot without Dave. He's had to go home. But here's the tent set up, and I dug down quite a bit to the base just so I could have a proper floor. And it's mostly leaves, and it's very flat. So it looks like the stove's still going, so I'll go inside and see what it's like in there, but time for me to go get some firewood. Okay, last minute change of plans. When I got back to the tent, my stove wouldn't work. and I couldn't cook dinner. So at 4:30, I decided to push off and return. I'm back at the truck now. It's around 6 o'clock. And boy, oh boy, am I tired. This was a fun trip, but really bummed out Dave couldn't visit with me for the second night because winter camping in one location can get pretty boring pretty fast. And travel was just too difficult by myself. And I ran out of gas. So rather than stay another night with no dinner and no coffee in the morning, I decided to pack up and leave now. And it'll be a long drive back to Toronto because I have to head out by way of the West Gate due to the fact that Lake of Two Rivers is probably still closed, as Dave was told to be closed for 6 hours starting at about 2 p.m. So another winter camping trip in the books. Only one night, but 2 full days. And I'm beat. 3 sleds is a lot to pull. Anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for coming along. We'll see you on the next one.